Well, it is a very pretty blue sky day in Vermont, and I'm taking a bit of a walk. Uh, Out there, that beautiful row of huge stones is where my house is going to sit, like right on the top there. There'll be a porch that you can walk onto the top of the stones. And yeah, it's a beautiful site. I'm planning to have a couple of accessory dwelling units next to my house, and I'm excited about that too. So I'm also going to kind of just walk a little bit more and show you that the third hideaway is right here. This is not the location, but the person who built it, Earl Silloway, which we love his work, he needed to drop it off, so he just dropped it here on this open clearing. That's lots of wood that we have for the winter. Up that hill is a beautiful hiking trail to the top of the property. And out this way, well, my son Chris has planted some apple trees out there for his business he has in cider making and mead making. He makes wonderful mead. And then farther out that way, the walking trail goes, and then goes down, down, down to the lower road, which is a beautiful part of the forest. I think I've shown you this before, and it's the site where these hideaways will get nestled into the forest. So, yeah. So this one is not going to actually stay here at this site. Although I will tell you, I'm considering keeping it here, maybe even staying in it while my house gets built, but we'll see. Not sure about that. And also this hideaway, or not this one, but one similar, which is 10 by 12. I'm thinking of putting shelves in it and using a space like this for a library, a lending library of my books for when people come to the retreat. I have lots of books, and I would love to share them with folks. So this is my happy place. I will say I love coming out here and sitting on those rocks. It's just so beautiful. So I also think that what I would like to share with you, and I'm going to walk back this way because it's a Saturday and we are doing our stone work on the weekends for the cottages, the exterior stone work. So my sons are out there working and I need to rejoin them. But what I wanted to say is in relation to the experiences we've had in forming our vision for this retreat and being able to pause with it and being able to understand a lot of the challenges we faced. Most of you who have watched my videos, you know that we have applied for so many permits, which the big one, we're probably going to get it soon, the Act 251 in Vermont. And its intention is a really respectable intention to preserve and to respect the land use in Vermont, which we fully support. But the irony of that is that projects like ours, which is a forest retreat, kind of get stuck in the same system along with big developments like apartment complexes and multi-unit properties. I mean, we will have multi-cottages here, but not a huge number. And we have been really intentional about respecting the sites, respecting the forest. I would say most of the trees that we've had to take down were because we were forced to get electric here and the power lines had to come out. That was the first thing we had to do. And even with that, when we were taking down the trees, we were able to work with an arborist. So instead of working with the electric company, because it was clear to us that the electric company, they were hiring out the work of the tree removals, and the trees were just like randomly coming down, and probably too many of them came down, not on our property, but on the road getting to our property. And when we witnessed that, my son and I just paused and said, there must be another way of doing that, you know, and doing it with greater intention and purpose. So through all of his connections, he knows an amazing arborist who came and did this work for us. And we're so grateful. His name is Brendan, and he's just a wonderful person. And we're just really grateful that he was able to be selective in what trees came down. And so we did not feel like we were raping our forest, you know. And it's, of course, it's along this driveway here. Right around the corner are the cottages that we're working on now, the 2 cottages. The third one will be farther out there, and the event space will be farther out there. Yeah, so I feel like it's really important to share with all of my viewers and the people who watch my videos and are following our project that it hasn't been easy, but it's also this place of holding space and trust in that process, that it is going to happen. You know, we are manifesting this, and it's not easy at all. I mean, I so value the support we have with a commercial loan officer who's been helping me, Raquel Blue, with all of our spreadsheets and financial statements that we need for our lender. Very complex work that I'm not familiar with. She's taught me so much, and she's absolutely brilliant, and her attitude is so positive and hopeful, and so she is so encouraging, which I value that so much. I love working with her. And I do know it's all happening, but it's happening at its own pace. At its own pace. And that's what's really important, I think, in life. When we face a big project, like maybe you're making a move or restructuring your life or going back to school or finding a new job and starting a new career, whatever it looks like for you. Maybe you're getting remarried, you know, and maybe it's a blended family and you need to work through those challenges. If you just stay open to the pace and the spaces in the desires that you hold and the dreams that you hold, and not get frustrated, not get angry. I mean, frustration's okay, but to be able to observe frustration in yourself, if it shows up in other ways, like stress in your body, or you're short-tempered, you're starting to yell at people, you know, notice it and observe it and step away from it. You know, do your best to step away from it so that you're not experiencing bad headaches or back pain or other somatic body complaints that we struggle with, you know, when we're experiencing a lot of stress in our lives. It's usually the stress is because we cannot let go of something. We can't surrender to the path of destiny that's like right in front of us, you know. I mean, if I had my way, of course, we would have been building this entire summer. We have done no building because we have to wait for this big permit. And, you know, if we continued, we'd be in violation. And, you know, it's just important to trust the process. And, you know, in places where you feel like you can create change in a process, I certainly have given feedback to the Act 250 Commission regarding this permit and how, you know, there just really should be a different process for projects like ours, which there's another project that I just came into contact with. It's a BIPOC indigenous community farm in southern Vermont that's absolutely amazing. And they're being forced to go through this process too. When in fact, just like us, they're being so intentional and so mindful about the farming that they're doing on their land. And they certainly don't want to, you know, hurt their farmland or hurt their forest, just as we don't. But you get stuck. You get stuck in bureaucracies and systems that take a long time to change. And of course, you can give feedback and try to make an effort to advocate for change. But ultimately, you might have to surrender to the process that you face and lean into that discomfort. That's what we've had to do. And I am very excited that we are going to get this permit. I know it's going to happen, and all of my viewers will be the first ones to know. You'll probably hear me shout from the state of Vermont. I'll be so excited. And of course, we'll continue the build, working with this amazing lender that Raquel found for us. And we will just keep moving on. And even though we've been delayed by a whole summer of building, I am confident it's going to happen. And I'm excited to meet the people who will come here to our forest and be a part of Kumari of the Woods. It will be a quiet place of meditation and reflection. And we are not looking at big parties or, you know, loud noise, anything like that. We are looking at being one with this amazing forest. I mean, look at that, up the hill. It's so beautiful. And I've been pointing my camera down this way. I'll just point out that this is the area that I've called Meditation Hollow. We're going to have stone benches down there. People can sit. I am going to sit and have my quiet time. It's a beautiful spot. All right, well, I will turn the camera to face me right now. I hope you can see me. I appreciate you joining me for this video and hearing more about our process. And maybe it's helped you a little bit, like as you're planning your projects and your next steps in life and stages in life, just know that you just kind of need to lean into the discomfort sometimes and trust that it's all going to be okay. All right. Thank you, and have a beautiful start of a new month.